Oh, hello there. Mel from Ahimsa House here, and today I will be guiding you on a hands and wrist-free vinyasa flow, focusing our intent on trusting our bodies and respecting our daily limits. What felt comfortable yesterday may not feel comfortable today, and that's okay. With that in mind, let's get started. We'll find ourselves in a mountain pose at the top of the mat. Just checking in with our body, checking in with how we feel today, grounding down through those feet, maybe picking up the toes, spreading them out, fanning them out, and then placing them back down on the mat. Equal weight distribution between the toes and the heels. Activating the thighs, engaging the core as we pull the navel towards the spine, tilting that pelvis just a tiny bit, rolling the shoulders away from the ears and down that spine. Energy through the fingertips. Tuck the chin just a tiny bit. And just feel into your body for a moment, noting that organic breath. And then we'll warm the body with some breath work, inhaling deeply through the nose, filling the belly, filling the lungs, the chest, holding at the throat for just a moment, and then parting your lips and exhaling as you sigh it out. Taking that again, inhaling through the nose. Maybe this time you find you can fill the body just a tiny bit more, filling up the lungs and through the chest, the throat, holding there. And then parting the lips, exhaling and sighing it out, releasing all of that stale air from the body. And continuing these breaths on your own with intent, finding your lung capacity, fully filling up the belly and the chest. And then exhaling and fully emptying out all the body of that air which you've just taken in. When you've warmed the body, when you feel ready, returning back to more of an organic breath. And with that return to an organic breath, softening the body, softening the knees slightly, releasing the core, truly placing the strength and anchoring into the feet, anchoring down through those feet, into the ground. And as you do so, maybe you find that the body begins to just sway ever so slightly, as if you're on a boat just riding the waves. When you're ready, returning back to that still activated mountain. Inhale, arms up overhead, finding upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. You're hinging at the waist, bringing it down. When you get there, bend deeply into your knees. And just hang, let that head hang heavy. Maybe you grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. Just feel into that lower back, feel into the back of the neck as the head hangs. And straighten out the legs, inhale, half lift, shoulders come back, shine the chest through. Crown of the head forward as you gaze at the ground. Those fingertips either hover over the mat or rest on the shins. Before you exhale and fold once more, bending into the knees if that still feels comfortable here. Straightening out the legs and lifting the hips, shifting that weight forward. Exhale, fold once more. Inhale, root to rise, two straight arms up overhead, finding upward salute. Exhale, forward fold, bend into those knees once more. This time grabbing the back of the head, interlacing those fingers, and letting the elbows just hang heavy as you stretch out the back of that neck. Releasing the hands, inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, shoulders over hips, hands high up overhead, and then come up high onto your toes. Exhale, drop the heels, finding cactus arms as you take a tiny back bend. Inhale back through upward salute, back up onto those tippy toes. Exhale, drop the heels. Hands are going to come to your waist and heel toe the feet out. And then bring the hands to heart center as you exhale, drop the seat, finding Malasana Yogi Squat. Use the elbows to push into the knees to get deeper into those hips. Squeezing the hands together towards each other and shining the chest through, shoulders roll down and back away from those ears still. Inhale, shoot it up, 2 straight legs high up onto those toes once more. Exhale, drop the heels, bind the hands behind you, and forward fold. Allowing the hands to fall over the head. Inhale, lift the chest, keeping the bind, and then point the right toes towards the top of the mat. Spin the back slightly. Inhale, grow. Exhale, fold the chest, finding pyramid. Again, allowing those hands to fall behind you as you fold. Allowing that head to hang heavy, maybe bringing the forehead towards the shin. Inhale, lift the chest, adjust the feet for warrior 1, and then bend deeply into that knee, finding warrior 1 as you inhale, lifting the hands up over chest. Spin that chest towards the top of the mat. Sinking deeper into that front knee with an exhale. When you're ready, spin the left toes behind you. Come up high onto those toes, finding a high crescent. Exhale deeper into that front knee, placing the weight into that right foot for warrior 3. Inhale, lift it up, find your warrior 3. Left toes pointing, flex down towards the ground, making that T shape with your body. And when you're ready, folding deeper into half standing splits. Toes still pointed towards the ground as the chest comes towards the thigh, forehead towards the shin. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the foot, coming back into that high crescent before exhaling, dropping the knee, crescent B. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And then exhale, bow the head, send the hips back as you come into half splits. Inhale, lift the chest, right hand comes high for a reverse crescent B. Bringing it back through center, keeping those toes tucked in the back of you. Inhale and push through the legs as you lift yourself back up into standing. Spin the body open to the top of the mat, finding upward salute. And just breathe and settle into this upward salute. Adjust your feet if you need to adjust your feet so that the toes are pointed forward and the feet are about hip width distance. Shoulders are pulled down away from the ears. The chin is slightly tucked. The navel is pulled into the spine, forcing that pelvis to tuck as well, ever so slightly. And as you stand here in your upward salute, just check in with that intention that we set. Check in with your breath and check in with your body. How is your body feeling now in comparison to how it felt when we first began to move? When you're ready, turn the toes out, bring the hands to chest. Exhale and sit deep into your Malasana Yogi Squat. Using those elbows to push into the knees. Deepening that stretch. Maybe you find you're able to sit a little bit deeper this round. Maybe you find that you're able to spread the knees a little bit further apart this round. Then inhale, shoot it up, 2 straight legs. Pointing the toes in, bringing the hands behind you, interlacing those fingers behind you. Inhale, grow tall through the crown. Exhale, bend, hinging at the waist, forward fold. Allow those hands to fall overhead behind you. Inhale, lifting the chest, keeping that bind behind you. Point the left toes this time towards the back of the mat, spinning the right toes ever so slightly. Inhale, grow tall, push those shoulders down. Exhale, fold, hinging at the waist, finding pyramid. Again, the hands fall behind you. Sending that left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, lift the chest, adjust the feet for warrior one. Bend deeply into that left knee. Find your warrior one. Weight in the back edge of that foot. Generous bend in the knee. Chest spin towards the top of that mat. And then when you're ready, spin the right toes, come up high onto those toes and find high crescent. Sitting deeper into that bend. Placing all of the weight into that left foot before you inhale, find your warrior three, toes pointed down towards the mat, making that T shape with your body. Breathing through this balance. And when you're ready, exhale, fold deeper, bring it into those half standing splits. Forehead coming towards that shin, maybe you're grabbing onto the ankle or the shin. Right toes pointed behind you. Inhale, lift the chest, come back into that high crescent as you drop that right foot up on high on those toes. Bend in the front knee. Exhale, drop it down, find your crescent B. Pull the left hip back, send the right hip forward. Pulling those shoulders down away from the ears and power and energy through the fingertips as you reach high. Exhale, send the hips back. Find your half splits. Left toes go high. Inhale, bringing it back through center, keeping those toes tucked as you lift it all on up, back to standing. And then just open your body back towards the side edge of that mat, lifting it all back open. Finding your upward salute, bringing the feet closer together. Pulling those shoulders down away from your ears, grounding down through the feet. Pulling the navel in towards the spine. And check in with yourself once more. How are you feeling now? Are you riding that organic breath with the movements? Are you breathing with intent while you're flowing through this moving meditation? Keeping those big toes touching with a sliver in the heels. Exhale and then sit deeply into your fierce pose. Weight in the heels. Gaze down, make sure you can see your toes. If you can't, sit back and further a little bit deeper. When you're ready, we'll inhale, rock up onto the tippy toes, and then exhale and slowly lower, keeping those toes tucked as we come down. Once the bottom is on the heels, spin the heels so that the heels are facing each other and the knees come out wide. If you feel good here, stay here. If you'd like to bring it a little bit further and get deeper into that lower back, exhale, coming down to those forearms, and then round the spine, allow the head to hang heavy. Breathing through this posture here, breathing through this body stretch. If you folded, inhale, lift, drop the knees out wide, and then twisting, taking the right hand to come to the left thigh and the left hand to wrap around, reaching for that right hip crease. Maybe look over your shoulder here if that feels comfortable and just ride your breath. Inhale back through center, exhale, taking that to the opposite side. Inhale, bringing it back through center. And then slowly bring the knees together by lifting one knee at a time. And then gently and slowly falling on to the bottom. Knees lifting, finding a boat pose as you point those toes and engage the core. Slowly lower down to the mat, bringing your entire body down to the mat. Once you get there, soles of your feet are going to come onto the mat. Arms can come out to a T or taking cactus arms. And we'll loosen the lower back just a tiny bit more as we wrap up our flow by taking some supine twist, exhaling and dropping both knees to the right. Maybe gaze over that left shoulder, keeping your shoulders planted on the mat as you do so. Inhale, bringing it back through center. And then exhale, taking the knees to the opposite side. Breathing through this here, feeling it in your lower back, keeping those shoulders planted on the mat. Gazing over the opposite shoulder to bring it deeper. Taking any finishing touches you need to just feel good in your body as you close this practice. Maybe you just want to pull the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Maybe you want to find a waterfall or a shoulder stance, a plow, a ear pressure pose, a variation on those supine twists, whatever you need, whatever your body's calling for. And then find your corpse pose, find your shavasana, bring your body to the mat. Allow the feet to splay open. No longer worrying about controlling your breath, no longer worrying about moving your body. This is the part of our practice. This is the point of our practice, the time in our practice where we honor our bodies and we thank our bodies. We show gratitude to our bodies and to our minds for guiding us through the flow and for doing all that they do for us every day, day in and day out. And in our corpse pose, in our shavasana, we'll check in with the body. We'll give ourselves a quick body scan, starting at the feet and the ankles, exhaling deeply, allowing them to splay open. Moving your way up through the knees, the thighs, the wrists, and the hands, letting go of whatever you may be holding in those wrists. Through the elbows, up to the shoulders where there is always something left to give. Exhale and release. Unclenching your jaw, removing your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Soften the face. Shavasana. When you're ready, we'll begin to reanimate the body by wiggling the toes and the fingers, maybe running the thumb across the pads of your other 4 fingers. Maybe rocking the head no, awakening that neck. And when you're ready, rolling onto your side, using your bicep as a pillow, pulling the knees into the chest, finding fetal position. Moving through corpse to fetal, signifying rebirth. Signifying that you are walking off of this mat, a new person, even if that's just a tiny bit new. Eventually pushing yourselves up into a seat, using the strength of your arms, keeping your eyes closed or with a heavy gaze. Maybe the hands come heart center. Maybe you bow the head and just seal your practice by quietly paying yourself a compliment. Again, my name is Mel with Ahimsa House. Thanks for flowing with me today.